Hi, Monica. How are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for taking some time to meet with me. We have lots to talk about, and we're going to try to get right to it. But first, I'm looking at your profile here, and I'm super impressed with you being the founder and CEO at InnovatorsBox. What's that all about?
Thank you. InnovatorsBox is a creative education firm empowering leaders and organizations to help them build a creative mindset.
Ooh, I like that. And that leads us right into the questions that I have for you, which is innovation and creativity. So, how do we engage our employees to be happy to come to work through innovation and creativity?
Great question. Innovation is essentially would be either the new products or kind of really seeing the results of the new changes and the development that you've made. So it's something more concrete. But that innovation can't happen without creativity. And that's why that creativity and innovation piece connection is really key. While understanding those differences is important, without making time for creativity, which is all the very small acts of thinking differently, doing something new, that intention of looking to explore, being open-minded, all of those are almost the small C's of creativity that happens in your daily routine that really plays the critical role of bringing innovation. And so it's almost as if, expecting innovation without creativity is impossible, but doesn't mean that every form of creativity will become innovation. And so, as leaders, I think that's the number one thing that's important to keep in mind before you even think about how to address it with your employees and growth. Once you understand that, then thinking about ways that meets within your budget and timeline and resource is critical, because I think the number one misconception is people think that, oh, it's expensive, it's not something that I can afford, it's not possible for us, we're a nonprofit, we're a government organization. And what I recommend is that the more constraints you have, the more critical it is, because that means you cannot solve problems the same way, which
Ah,
means you got to be creative. And the more constraints you have, the more challenges you have, it is so much more critical to really think about how to integrate those creative elements in every single aspects, whether that's solving a new way to do your Excel documents as well as processes within the organization, to communication internally and with your clients and customers. And that small details of like, how do I do that differently, plays a critical role in impacting in the larger scope. And of course, when you are able to give that ownership and space for your employees and individuals in the organization, it's a critical opportunity for them to be empowered to know that they are the change makers and they're not just following someone else's innovation role, they're helping contributing redefining that. And so those are at least kind of the three levels of quick thinking that I recommend leaders and organizations to keep in mind.
that's excellent. Thanks so much, Monica. And I'm sure we'll check in with you later. And appreciate your time tonight.
No worries.
Thanks. Bye.